Last time on Pole House Blackpot Weekend Getaways, we went to Palm de Terra State Park and we fixed our favorite dinner rolls, refrigerator rolls. This week we talk about Advent and our contribution to the Advent ceremony, our holiday loaf.
All right, welcome to the great state park,
Of
Palm de Terra. And while we're here, of course, we got to do some cooking. And we're doing something a little bit different, right, Angel?
Yes, we are doing something different.
When this airs,
It'll be the first weekend of Advent.
the first Sunday in Advent, when Advent is 4 Sundays, the 4 Sundays before Christmas.
And see, Wade and the family and I are all disciples of Christ, and that's how the celebration for Christmas and the holiday season starts for us.
Yeah.
So, to celebrate that, we have a new minister, and she has decided we're going to have carry-in dinners. Now, when we're shooting this, we are not there, and we're
No.
actually at Palm de Terra a couple
Yeah.
weeks before that.
Yeah.
But this is going to air during Advent.
So we're going to go ahead.
Gonna go ahead and start this. Now, this was originally started out as my sourdough, didn't it?
Yes, your easy sourdough. And if you want to know how to do that easy sourdough, go back to last late winter, early
We'll
spring.
link it in the bottom of the screen.
At Arrow Rock State Park, no, Arrow Rock State Historic Site, theoretically. And we did the basic easy sourdough. And I kind of changed it up a little bit and revamped it and made it into a holiday bread.
And Daryl, your brother, really likes this. He asks
Yeah.
for it every year.
So we're going to make a loaf today. Or actually, we're going to start it today because it has to basically
ferment.
ferment, I guess you would call it, for at least 12 hours and up to
24
24
hours.
hours. So we're going to get this started today. This is Saturday, and then tomorrow, Sunday afternoon, we'll actually bake it. We'll show you how to do that momentarily for you, a day for us.
Also, you know, I was looking at the pictures we took when we were in South Dakota, and you have a mighty fine
Oh, yeah.
photographic eye, and we're going to show you some of the pictures that
Yeah,
we
we
took
didn't
while
have
we
time
were
to do
gone
that.
in
We
South
did
Dakota.
mainly videos, so we did take pictures too. So we dumped them in there too.
Yeah.
So okay, Angel's going to get out of the way, and I'm going to run back over here in a second and start telling you what's going to be in here. So we'll be right back. Get started. All right. Like we normally do when we do a lot of our camping, is we set up bags of our premix. But this time, we're actually using this couple quart plastic tub. The lid on it works great.
Actually, it's a gallon, dear.
Is it a gallon? Okay.
Yeah.
And you can get these at Dollar General or a lot of them places, but whatever you've got to work. Because you want to kind of seat it back up fairly snug on top. So this premix basically starts with 5 cups of flour. Then it's pretty simple. You get 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of yeast, and 2 teaspoons of salt, and a half teaspoon of nutmeg, and you can use mace, whatever you've got, basically about the same thing. And then for just a little sweet, we do a 1/4 cup of plain regular granulated sugar. Now, the next thing it's going to have to add, of course, to make it a little bit more interesting, and sweetens it up a little bit more, is I have combined here 1/2 cup each of raisins and craisins or dried cranberries. So I'm going to dump them in. And what's really nice to kind of keep these distributed even and not settling in your bread is to go ahead and mix these up in the dry mix. So we'll get our fruit mixed up in here. I'm probably going to be wearing half of this with this wind blowing out here. But now that I've got this mixed up, next little thing we got to do is add some orange zest. I'm going to get this zester out here. I don't know how well this one works. This is a camping special one. Zest of one orange. Be sure when you zest this orange, you don't get too deep down into the white part, because that's not, it's kind of bitter when you do that. Get this zested. Okay, I've got my orange zest up. I'm going to give it a quick stir. And then we're going to add 2.5 cups of room temperature water. And we'll get this mixed up. Alright. I have pretty much got the liquid all incorporated to the dry ingredients. And we'll come in here with the GoPro. It's a little bit, it's going to be sticky. You're not going to be able to do much with it by hand.
It's
which
just
is fine.
like the sourdough. Yep. It's a no-knead bread.
That's right. But I'm going to do my best to kind of wipe off the worst of the...
And you know something, honey? I was kind of aggravated with you for coming up with this, wasn't I?
Changing up your
my perfectly
good recipe.
Sourdough recipe. But I've gotten over it. It's so yummy good.
Now all we got to do is put the lid on it. And tomorrow we'll be baking this. Now, this is normally kept at room temperature, which is normally, 60s, mid-60s or up in the 70s, up to 80 degrees. And it is what, low 40s out here? So
it feels like it's 20.
Yeah, the wind's a little cold. So what we're going to do is take this and put it in the camper where the heater's on and nice and warm, and let it start. It'll slowly rise, and then tomorrow we'll be baking this and finish the second part of this demo. We'll be back tomorrow or in a few minutes on the video.
This, the first week of Advent, we light the candle of hope to remember the patriarchs Adam, Isaac, and Jacob, and the ancestors of our faith. Well, hello.
Hello, everybody.
It's windy out here.
Yes, it's windy, and it's Sunday while we're here at Pond de Terre.
And we hoped you liked the first few pictures that we showed from his photographs when we went to South Dakota. We'll do some again here in a minute.
And we did, if you saw, it was actually yesterday when we did it, but it was earlier in this video, we actually mixed up the bread.
The holiday loaf.
And it's been setting, and now it's been about 24 hours, close to it, and it's time to bake. Now, one thing that's really nice about this bread, as opposed to the yeast bread that you would make in a knead type bread, is we don't have to be any set time.
No.
When we're ready to bake it,
it's ready to
It's
go.
ready. It's not going to hold. It's not going to over poof, as they might say with some yeast breads that don't work as good because they overdone before you bake them.
Yes. So we're going to hold up here, regroup,
and I'll be right back.
He'll be right back.
Getting it in the pot.
Go ahead and say something.
Okay. What I'm going to need, of course, we're using a 10-inch deep Dutch oven. We're going to need some cooking spray, and of course, our bread. Have you come in here, Angel? See how it looks like after it's ready to. You can see it's really light. If I touch it, it's really sticky, which is not going to hurt anything.
And I tell you, if we had smell-o-vision, it smells like
good.
sourdough now.
And we're going to need a tough plastic scraper. Works really good. Or spatula or something like that will work. Get the lid off. Before I get ready to do this, I'm going to need the spray. You need to spray it pretty liberally. With this wind, it may be a challenge here. I'll do my best. Okay. Now, a little bit of spray on this works good too. And then all we got to do, here I got room to work, is we kind of pry it loose from the edges of the bowl. And we just start to get the worst of this scraped out. The rest of it we're just going to let dry, because it's like glue in there.
Yes. Remember the tip from when we made the sourdough. Yes, you can clean that out after you dump it, but it's a whole lot easier to dump it out after you let it dry. Okay.
One thing we forgot, and we'll be right back. I got to go get out the sliced almonds that's going on top. All right, now I got my sliced almonds. They might blow away too. Just get a handful of them, and you can be as picky as you want. Just
He's being pretty picky.
Dump them out there, spread them out, make sure they kind of lay on top with a stick.
I'll tell you what, that's the best part of here. I think you could use pecans or just about anything else, but these almonds
really make it pretty too.
Yeah, they do.
Do a few more, make it nice and
almondy.
My perfection isn't coming out of here, making it look pretty. And I kind of push them down in there. If they stick up, they might get a little bit over brown before we actually get the bread baked. So, kind of make sure they're down in there good. In the bread.
Our neighbor's dog ain't very happy.
The only neighbor we've got out here this weekend. Okay, now got the Dutch oven already ready to go, and the charcoal is on the back side of the camper doing this thing. And a few more minutes, as soon as the charcoal was ready, we'll be ready to get this bread baking. Okay, charcoal is ready. We hope you have been enjoying our slideshow of some pictures that we took back in South Dakota, and we'll probably have some more before the end of this video. So I'm going to get this screen out of the way. Wind's kind of hunkered in here underneath behind the camper because the wind's pretty rough, and wind's not our friend.
It's our enemy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Take your heat right away.
So I'll probably be wearing half of this. So I'm going to go to this corner because hopefully that wind is going to be less wind here. Get my tongs so if I'd have any strays to try to get away and grab them. So we got, like I said, we're doing a 10-inch deep Dutch oven, and we want a fairly hot oven. This is normally cooking at about 375 degrees. So this takes 30 pieces of charcoal. So we're going to put 10 on the bottom and 20 on top. Just kind of a normal 1/3 bottom, 2/3 on top ratio. So I'm going to stick them underneath here, just like you would when we're doing any baking, only around the outside edge. And as soon as I get these charcoal on, we'll put the windscreen back up. Now I'm going to spread these evenly out in a checkerboard style on top. Just a nice solid ring basically. And we'll put about 4 right in the middle. It's going to be a fairly heavy, looks like I'm going to put 5 on top. A fairly heavy amount on top. Looks like a lot, but this bread takes a pretty good amount of heat. It also takes about 40 minutes to cook, so we're going to go a little bit longer than 10 minutes, closer to 15 before we rotate.
Now, will you need to replenish your coal?
No, we will not. This should be done, like I say, when you start getting much past 45 minutes, you definitely would need to. But this time, and the bread was not real cold. It was been in the camper where it was nice, kind of a room temperature, 70-some degrees. So the dough itself was not real cold, so that's not going to suck a lot of the heat out of the Dutch oven. So we'll set this timer and we'll be back and get this rotated in about 15 minutes.
Heck yeah. Oh, it's done.
All right, go turn this on. Well, we're all hooked up,
Packed up,
and
actually on the road headed out.
Yep, we had a good time here at Palm
we
Terrace
did.
State Park, didn't
It's
we?
a nice state park.
It is beautiful.
It was cold, but
Well, it is November.
the state park can't do nothing about
No.
being cold.
We're at, we did take a little driving tour yesterday of the Pittsburgh site or campground for the state park, and it would be a good one to go if you wanted to block wind,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't get as much sun. So that one, that's Pittsburgh, right on the south side of the lake, has a lot more shade.
And
So-
I think that's going to be was shown on the first
Yeah,
video
yeah.
here. But
But this one
Yeah.
has a lot better lake view,
Yeah.
but not as much shade. There's a fair amount of shade trees, but it's kind of spotty. So you might have to pick which spots, campsites have shade and which ones don't. Because some of them, the one we were in was pretty much full sun,
Yeah.
especially in the summertime. But so it
We
didn't
hope
bother
you-
us.
We hope you like this video. If you like this video, please help us out by hitting the subscribe button, hitting the thumbs up for a like,
Yep.
and share it on
Yeah.
Facebook. We'll see you the next time we go on an
Yep.
adventure.
Hope to see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.